Tomb Raider King fans? It's Chris Bolts, and I'm coming in with my episode review of this week's episode number 3, One Suited for Domination. Before I do get into the content, do make sure you like, share, subscribe, turn on those post notifications. All that stuff really does help me out. Now, this episode, our protagonist Ryoga is beginning to make his way into the dungeon, or rather the tomb. And this tomb is kind of different. The tomb actually is an open air tomb, which is kind of interesting. This is the first time we've seen an open air tomb. This happens to be the tomb of Muramasa. Muramasa, if you guys are not familiar with the sword, it's featured throughout many video games, many television shows. It comes from a legendary swordsmith in Japan whose last name is Muramasa. And this particular anime, Muramasa is a cursed sword, and the cursed sword has taken 3 generations of bladesmiths. It took the grandfather, the father, and the son, seeing that curse carries forward to this day. The interesting thing about this tomb is that there is something that is actually starting to attack Ryoga. This tomb is impacting him tremendously. There is a poison that actually comes on his arm. As he's going through this tomb, he's lamenting the fact that he didn't follow Rui off in there. If you guys remember from last week's episode from the Republic event into this cave, because Rui has an ability to use a prophecy, which is called the Future Guide, to guide him to the relic, whereas Ryoga has to walk through this on his own. And he's gonna come across some people that were thrown into a pit. They were thrown into the pit by Rui, and they needed to do that because in order to go across this invisible bridge, he needed to make a sacrifice of people into the pit. Fortunately, the people aren't dead, but one of them did get cursed. This girl right here, she's cursed and she's got a blade, and if she hits anybody else with that blade, they too will become cursed. Ryoga looks at some relics that he has snatched off of Rui from last week's episode when he had intentionally bumped into Rui and pickpocketed him. The relic is called the Sister Sun and the Brother Moon, the mochi, and this rope bracelet. And the legend behind it is that there was a tiger that wanted a mochi from this mother who was on her way home, but in order to escape the tiger, the rope had come down from out of nowhere and it saved them both from the tiger. So that's where the name the Sister Sun and Brother Moon comes from. And during that time period, Ryoga had gained another skill. He gained the skill of dexterity. So these are the additional skills that he had gained in addition to dexterity. He gained spy, linguistics, and tomb excavation. So now he is effectively a full-fledged Tomb Raider. And so when he goes out of the tomb, he's going to be given a reward. We're going to have a really cool battle scene between Ryoga and this girl, which is actually pretty nice. I like the animation here. It's a very dynamic, very fluid, a lot of good impact scenes, fast-paced, fast action. Don't want to play the entire thing because I don't want to get my video copyright claimed, but it was a pretty good fight. To resolve it, Rui deploys his rope bracelet and it ties this girl up and it immediately cancels out the possession that she was under. Now that he has stopped the girl from being mad possessed, he tells them, say, hey, I can get you guys out of this pit, but you guys are gonna have to help me take down Rui. Rui is now in the area where Muramasa is located, but he doesn't have any way of determining which sword is actually Muramasa. And while he's searching for the sword, the remaining people come and actually start attacking him. And that's where Ryoga now uses the gold axe to help locate Muramasa. He calls it to his hand, and then Muramasa demands that if you wish to use me, you have to give me the blood sacrifice of 10 humans. But Ryoga obviously is not going to do that. So he is going to use dominance to get this blade under control, and eventually he's going to be successful. He's going to dominate it, and now the Muramasa sword is fully repaired. It has this really nice blue haze about it, looks very sharp, very clean. as they're trying to escape the pit, Rui is saying, hey, you know what? Go ahead and try to get together, combine our skills and all that. But Ryoga's not having any of that. He needs Rui in the stomach, and then he leaves Rui down in the pit. And as he's going up through to the rope, Rui did mention that the excavation team that's coming out is from the TKBM Corporation, and that's where Ryoga says, you know what? You can wait here for the TKBM Corporation to help you out. But what he really does is he seals back up the tomb, and he leaves Rui down there to be sealed along with the tomb. So I don't know if he actually survived, but it doesn't look like he did. You see all these guys right here, they're all military dressed. This is the Japanese Ground Self-Defense Force. And you have this guy right here who's bowing his head deeply to this guy that's talking to him. And maybe, actually, you know what? Maybe the Republic of Bent might be an actual company, because it's just kind of interesting. I thought the Republic of Bent would be more akin to China, because there's a scene where when the Ryoga was asking these guys about who put you in the pit, one of them mentions that it was Rui. He says he sang some weird song in Japanese, and this pit suddenly appeared. I was just kind of confused as to the Republic of Bent. Hey, this is me coming in as I'm doing post-production. And one of the things that really bothered me as I was watching this episode was, who exactly is the Republic of Bent? Now, I originally thought the Republic of Bent was a country, but what is going on here is, due to the localization issues that Japan had with trying to fully localize this for the country of Japan, they decided to go in there and make a lot of changes to certain types of names, as well for characters as well as for countries. Now, in Japanese, the Republic of Bent is part of Japan. And if we go back over here and look at the Korean episode from episode 2, we're gonna pull that up right here. It's just called the Japanese Excavation Team. So doing this kind of localization, Japan changed the name to Republic of Bent, but there's a lot of confusion inside the Japanese translation, because the protagonist has been switched over from a Korean to a Japanese, and that was actually confirmed by the beginning of this episode. Let's go ahead and skip this here. We're gonna go to the intro, and you remember in the intro, Rui was talking about, or got a phone call that was telling him that he needs to worry about a Japanese guy that was near him. Right here, see right here. The Japanese man with the gold silver axe is near you. They should have kept him to be Korean. And further confusion comes up because Rui Kenshi is also Japanese. Remember, in the pit, Ryoga asks, well, who pushed you guys into the pit? And one of the respondents responded to him and said, he sang some weird song in his language and this pit suddenly appeared. But the thing is if this is all supposed to be Japan, then all of them should have said he sang a song and this pit suddenly appeared. So that's a bad localization that's going on right here. And to further confuse the situation even more, when we cut over to the scene where they're inside the conference room, I think this is the Japanese side. So it's not right there. But if we go over to, you see right there, Japan Ground Self-Defense Force. So there's a lot of confusion that's going on with the way that they're translating these things, going back and forth from Korean to Japanese. So the Republic of Bent is basically the Japanese Ground Self-Defense Force, and they have an excavation team that is part of it. So hopefully that will clarify all the things up. Now back to the original video. And this guy right here, his name is Cho Shime, and he is the head of the excavation team for the Republic of Bent. He's bowing deeply to this guy right here because the name of the Republic of Bent was dragged through the mud through the news. The news has snitched out about the Republic of Bent, and this guy is extremely upset that the name of the Republic of Bent was dragged through the mud. This guy is going to ask for a second chance to get Ryoga. Go over here to Ryoga, and now Ryoga is going to get his reward, and his reward is either the path of dominance or the path of affinity, and he chooses the path of dominance. He doesn't care to actually become friends with these relics or anything. And so he gets a pill in his pocket. When he takes this pill, he gets an immediate healing effect and actually neutralize the relic poison. So this is going to be a useful feature to Ryoga going in the future. And we come towards the end of the episode, we find out who the holder of the future guide is. It happens to be a girl by the name of Sasaki Kuda. Sasaki Kuda, and I think her name is Sasaki Yuka. The Republic of Bent came to her, offered her money in order to use its power for the excavations. She gets this mysterious message in the book, and the message just says Sasaki will die, Sasaki will die, Sasaki will die. It's written over and over and over again. But that message actually comes from Ryoga. Ryoga was the one that was trying to get her coaxed to come to this sushi restaurant to meet him in person. She does, and she's under the protection of the Republic of Bent as they're going to this restaurant. But Sasaki, when she sees Ryoga for the first time, she falls completely in love with him. And then she says, can I become your #1 fan? But I guess that's their way of saying, can I become your girlfriend? She writes a message to him. She basically says, I want to start dating you. And Ryoga says, you know what? All right, that's fine by me. It's a way for me to get the control of the future guide. Because the thing about the future guide is it doesn't have its own tomb. It basically chooses its owner, and it chose Sasaki Yuka to be its owner. Those two are getting ready to start dating, which is kind of interesting. And he ended up stopping the Republic of Bent from trying to capture him. So this is actually a pretty good episode. I am just so impressed with the storytelling of Tomb Raider King. There's no wasted space and everything. It's boom, 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 boom. It tells really good tight story in each episode, and they all collect into one another. Some interesting characters are being added. I think maybe the character development could be a little bit better for Tomb Raider King, but overall, it's a pretty good anime, and I am seriously impressed by it. I love the art style. I do love the character of Ryoga Goriki, and I do love the challenges that he is going to be facing as he takes on these tombs. So I'm going to give this episode a 9 out of 10. What did you guys think of this episode? Jump down in the comments, let me know what you guys think about Tomb Raider King, and make sure you like, share, subscribe, turn on those post notifications. All that stuff really does help me out. And remember, this is Chris Bolt signing off, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Whoa. Now, before you guys do head on out, just want to let you guys know that in addition to being a content creator, I am now an independently published author. I have now published my very first book, and here it is right here, called The Confederate, Time Doesn't Stop for History. Now, this is obviously the hardback cover, but it does come available in a paperback and as well as an ebook. It's available through Amazon. And this book right here, it's about a character that I created by the name of James Rutledge Kennedy. He's a former Confederate soldier, and he wants to go ahead and start his life anew, away from all of the troubles and travails that he has encountered ever since he survived the Civil War, as well as his time a few years afterwards. He's ready to settle down, stay out of trouble, and live a peaceful life in a fictional city called Canyon Bluffs. But unfortunately, James always runs into trouble, and it's up to him as a man to determine how he wants to handle that trouble, if he's going to run away from it or if he's going to go ahead and solve the problem. And he's going to be meeting some very interesting characters that I think you guys are going to fall in love with. This book is available again. Hardcover is $20. The paper book is $10. And if you have Kindle Unlimited, you can download it for free or purchase it for $9. Either way, I really do appreciate your guys' support. I really do hope you guys go out and check the book out. Once again, it's called The Confederate, Time Doesn't Stop for History. Let's go ahead and support your local author, support the content creator. Whatever the case, if you check it out, I really do appreciate your support. Now, I will catch you guys in the next video. Take it easy.